Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to Rolling Intentions. My name is Jason. Today on the podcast we have
Mike,
Charles,
and I'm Alex.
what a wonderful group. We're going to play Meechum.
I hope you're going to edit that out.
No way, that's awesome. What are you talking about?
The hell it is.
Okay, we are going to be playing, well, we said Becoming. It's made by Brian Engard. Didn't have to look that up. Oh, yeah, this is bad stuff.
all 0 people who are watching this live will know you're lying about that.
It's going to be edited. They won't know the difference in the end.
We don't have anyone yet anyway.
That's right.
Yes, all 0 people watching this live.
Last time we did the, what was it called? The last one was called, Long Live the King. Oh my god, this is horrible. You can tell it's been a while since we did this. Long Live the King. And today we're going to be doing the Exodus. We already sort of chose our, I guess,
Our roles.
right? But, you know, we're going to go through it as though we're supposed to. Welcome Alex to the show. First time he's been on the show yet. Hooray!
Very exciting. Very exciting. I know. I can tell you're all super excited about it.
Woo!
I just came here for the coffee and donuts.
The Exodus. So, the Exodus, the Earth is... someone want to read this other than me? Here, you read it. You're better at reading than I am.
Thank you. The Earth is dying. It has decades left before it can no longer support life. In a last, desperate attempt to avoid extinction, the Council has sent the survey ship Exodus to find a habitable world. The rest of humanity huddles grimly in their earth-bound shelters, building the Savior fleet so that they might leave the dying planet. But without somewhere to go, they too will die. I thought I read that quite well.
Very well. Good team. So, that's the premises of the situation. The hero, which is yet to be named, which I guess we'll just call you the hero, but we'll get you a name. So, character creation. Use the assets below to create a group to create your hero. Take a handful of dice of the same color. Pick one of the following names, or come up with your own.
How about Marcus Werner?
What? Marcus Wiener?
Werner.
We'll put the hero in brackets, because with this game, the hero is subjective. So we'll do that.
Alright, so what virtues does the hero have?
So, we get to choose virtues. We get to choose
Right.
traits and allies. So the first person who gets to choose one is going to be, well, they get 3 of each, right?
It's the hero gets to choose first.
Correct. Hero gets to choose the first one and the last one. So the hero gets a little bit more of a better start, but he does have to go against all the fates. We have 3 people going against him, so
Yeah, I'm
He
screwed.
gets to pick 3 of his own traits, and we get to pick 2 each.
that's right. So this is one page. This is the other. So there's the virtues, and there's the strengths and allies. You get to choose one.
I'll take the young Megan Hollis.
Young Megan Hollis. It's one of your allies, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, next on the list would be isolation.
Ooh, Isolation gets to choose next.
Yep.
Isolation chooses the dude with the knack for machines. James Meechum is his ally.
I will say Candace Blake, the thoughtful xenobiologist.
There we go.
Ah, marvelous. This is an excellent team of allies for Isolation to manipulate.
The thoughtful.
The genius, the machine dude, and the xenobiologist. They're naturally all loners. Like, one of them is all about, ooh, aliens, and the other one is all like, my machines are better than people.
Crazy.
I can use this. I can use this.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick one as paranoia. I'm gonna pick a virtue. I'm gonna pick summon specials counting on me. Summon specials counting on me.
Uh-oh.
Back to the hero. The hero gets to pick his next strength or virtue. All his allies are determined.
Yep. Correct.
Alright, let's see what we have here. Always a plan. As a strength.
Always a plan. All right. Back to isolation.
Ah. Grim determination.
That's a strength or virtue.
Yeah, that's the strength.
Strength. Grim determination.
Grim determination?
Ha ha ha.
You don't have to explain that one to me.
I guess that would mean determination as grim.
I'm gonna do this no matter what. You know?
Even if you die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, as opposed to scream, you bastard, at the top of my lungs.
I pick one now?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll pick the virtue of the right thing.
Yeah, the right thing.
All right. The right thing, someone special is counting on me. Do we have a third virtue yet?
Nope. I'm picking either the last strength or virtue before the hero picks the last one.
Excellent.
And I'm going to choose... Failure isn't an option
I love that one,
as
actually.
a virtue, which works with grim determination.
So I get a strength, do I?
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. The devil's own luck.
The devil's own luck is the last
Yes. I mean, I don't have any plans.
So there's a little header about the Exodus. So something to think about is Exodus is humanity's last hope to find an inhabitable world, and you are its captain. So this will be for the hero, I guess. The crew looks to you, the council looks to you, and the human race looks to you. You bear the weight of the world on your shoulders, and your mission has a slim chance of success at best. What you will need to do is to ensure. Sorry, what will you do to ensure you succeed? What won't you do? And of course, the different fates are duty, isolation, and paranoia. So, duty.
Yep.
So, what's your special ability here? You want to read your little fate creation section on duty?
Yeah. If the hero refuses one of your offers, you may give up 5 dice instead of just 3 to the agent of threat. Feel free to use this as leverage when making your offer.
5 dice.
And then think about it. Duty may seem like a good thing, a thing that guides you when you're not sure what to do, but it has a darker side. Duty forces you to make hard decisions. Duty often makes you the bad guy or the scapegoat. Duty doesn't care about good or evil. It wants results. What will it cost the hero to get those results? Fate, 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 fate.
I see.
It seems a bit too ominous for me.
All right, an isolation.
I'm isolation. Whenever I subvert one of the hero's allies, I get +1 victory token. Whenever I'm the agent of threat and I narrate a subverted ally into the threat, I get an extra die. I have to think about the crew of the Exodus is on a small survey ship in deep space, too far away from Earth or any inhabited space station for conventional communication to be an option. How does that affect the hero? How does it affect the crew? Who snaps first? What do they do? How does the isolation and loneliness break the crew down? How do they become unhinged by it?
Jesus. All right, cool. And I have paranoia. When you're the agent of threat, you may name an ally as you narrate the threats. The hero must risk that ally as though it were invoked, but gains no dice for doing so. Oh, so this is a way to get around your little trick.
No, if he shoots the moon, then he still only has to risk that one asset.
True.
And, you know, that's the difference between adding a negative trait and completely subverting an asset, an ally asset.
That's true. So think about when something goes wrong, who gets the blame? When things go missing, who's the culprit? Is the scientist plotting something? Does the communication specialist know something that he's keeping from the rest of the crew? Who's hiding secrets and why? So, essentially, what you want to do, if you notice, duty is the first one. I know you haven't played this before, so it gives you a bit of a subhead. Basically, it tells you a little bit of what you could start the scene off with. It gives you a bunch of elements which you can add to the scene to sort of give it more flavor, which you can use if you wish. And in the end, everything boils down to a threat. So there's all sorts of narration fun up until you both don't agree about something, and then there's a threat. The threat doesn't have to be something. It could be something just came up naturally, or it could be something that you're sort of driving for. Right? You have to put the hero in a situation where he doesn't agree. Basically, you keep going until you guys don't agree on something.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
my goal here is to narrate through the sort of story elements that should be present in the first scene.
Yes.
And then when my narration reaches a conflict point with the hero, that's when we stop and sort of get into the somewhat mechanical aspect of it and begin like offering dice and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, you get some help, though, with your elements.
Okay.
Both of us, since we're not in the scene, we get avatars. We can choose somebody in the scene. We can choose something in the scene, someone or something, that we wish to take control of.
Okay.
Which could be his allies, or it could be somebody else in the scene that you introduce, and we can use them, but we have to basically do it in a way that promotes our fate.
Several weeks after the Exodus's launch, the ship is in need of supplies. The crew must stop at a space station in order to refuel and resupply for continuing on their journey. So the ship, the Exodus, has been traveling through space for several weeks, and they've been using up a lot of their supplies. They haven't been terribly conservative because they know that this space station is out here, or it's supposed to be out here. And what they see when it finally appears upon the view screen is this sort of bucket of bolts style space station. It's not rusted per se, but it's definitely not made with the finest grade metals. It looks like at one point it could have been in a nice circular shape, but it's now more sort of like octagonal and has sharper edges than it should, and it's clearly been hastily repaired more than it has been professionally repaired. It's quite large, and it's just sort of drifting out in space, and it's up to Marcus Werner now to make communication with the space station and try and see if he can board in order to trade for goods.
So right now you're making deals with a is it like a freight, like a freighter, like a what kind of space station is it, or?
It's a big like stationary space station, sort of roundish in shape, but a lot of oblong pieces kicking off of it. It looks like it's been here for a while. It doesn't look like it does a whole lot of moving around. They knew to come here to look for it.
Okay, I'd say the first thing I would do is look for any safe zone in order to board it.
Okay. There are several docking bays. Each is sort of like on 4 sectors of it, and each is protected by a couple of laser rifle turrets.
Whoa.
Seeing the turrets, I try and open up communications with the space station.
Okay. When Marcus signals the space station, he's greeted by the blonde-haired, blue-eyed face of Ivan the cosmonaut, who looks.
I'm gonna take Ivan as my avatar.
Okay.
As the avatar of paranoia.
So do you now narrate Ivan, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ivan gets the call and he says, "Are you? Hello, who is this?"
This is why did I forget my name already? Marcus Werner of the ship Exodus.
Captain Marcus Werner.
Looking to board in order to refuel and perhaps do some trading.
Wait, Marcus, I've heard your name before. You're that guy that's wanted with the bounty on your head, aren't you? You can't come in here.
I'm sorry, you must be mistaken. I do not know of any such bounty on my head.
I don't know who the hell you are, but I'm not. You're not landing here.
I implore you to reconsider. I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement or understanding.
I think I'm going to take James Meechum for my Tempter's avatar this round.
Okay.
And he's going to pipe up and say, Captain, I don't know what you're doing up there, but there's laser turrets that seem to be automated. They're pointing at us. I think maybe we should go back and resupply somewhere else.
You've got 10 seconds to comply.
James, do we have any weapons of our own ready?
Negative on that, sir. We are not a combat vessel. I think we should leave this alone. We should go somewhere we know is safe. We should go back. We're too far out already.
8, 7.
Oh, Jesus.
No, now you can still pipe up, Alex.
Okay. Marcus Werner knows that he and his crew need these supplies, and God damn it, they don't have the time to go anywhere else. Nor do they know of anywhere else to go, so they are getting aboard this space station.
Oh. Well, I guess
I have a plan.
You have a plan. Okay.
Oh God. Devil's luck is with me.
I have a plan. I'm lucky.
Oh, for the love of God.
Okay.
Charge! What are you doing?
Is communication still open with the douchebag on board?
Yeah, Ivan has been watching you sort of fret and fray and ask if your ship has weapons this entire time.
Lovely.
Oh, excellent! I didn't even think about that. I don't think he can hear James. He can just hear you ask for weapons.
What do you mean we don't have any weapons? I mean, I have a plan. Begin moving the ship towards the space station at full thrust ahead.
He's charging. I think that's a conflict.
We will either board or we will destroy you.
So the lasers on the side of the space station begin to glow red hot, and then nothing really happens. No lasers come out. No fire emits. They just seem to get hot and then cool back down again as the space shuttle, the Exodus, boards with the space station and makes lock.
Excellent. I proceed to board.
So you are aboard the space station now.
Captain, don't mean to interrupt your boarding, but I don't think the lasers were turned off. I think that's a mechanical failure.
I'm gonna have, I guess, what's the guy's name? Alex, was it? No, Alex.
Ivan the cosmonaut.
Ivan.
I'm gonna have Ivan start coming with a bunch of his stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers? Is that the best you can come up with?
So Ivan begins rushing down the hallways of this space station with several men in gray uniforms, armed with laser pistols and little hatchets at their belt. Heading towards Marcus and his crew, determined now to oust them from their space station.
Let's definitely detain them and take control of the ship.
So let me get this straight. I'm about to do combat with a pile of firefighters.
With laser guns. Okay, so as the as the agent of threat, you get 5 dice automatically.
Okay.
And now we get to make offers. So you want to make your offer first? Actually, do you want to calculate how many dice you have first?
Sure. And what kind of dice are they?
Not you. It'll be his dice.
Hero, how many dice he has?
Who did you implement into the? You implemented always have a plan. Always a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Grim determination.
Mm-hmm. Failure isn't an option.
Failure is an option.
The devil's own luck.
Sure, because the luck was the fact that the laser malfunctions. Sure.
I think that's all.
All right, so that's 4 dice plus your 3. Now you can always shoot for the moon. Take just the 3 dice, or you can take that plus the 4 dice plus whatever else we offer you.
I think I'll go with the 7.
All right, so we're gonna offer them now.
Whoa, here it comes.
You can go ahead first if you got something on your mind there, Charles.
All right. I will offer you 2 dice if I can put 1 negative trait on each of your allies.
Go screw yourself.
He's not taking it.
All right. So that's 3 dice I'm giving over to Alex.
Right. Who has the 5 dice one? Is that Duty?
Yeah,
That's
I can give 5 dice as opposed to 3.
That's insane. All right, I'm gonna say, always have a plan. I'll give a negative trait to that for 3 dice.
For 3 dice. I'll do it.
Okay. The negative trait that's going to be on always have a plan is bad plans never. No plan is no bad plans are no. No plans are bad plans.
No. Oh, jeez.
All right, so you get an additional 3 dice from Charles,
Yep.
giving you
8 dice.
8 dice, and you've got a handful.
I got 11.
All right, he's got 11.
Oh, 8 plus
10.
3. Yeah. Oh?
10, sorry.
Yeah, 7 plus 3.
And what am I rolling for here again?
You want to get as many 6s as you can, and then it counts down. So then, if you guys tie in 6s, it's as many as 5s. If we tie in 5s, it's as many as 4s, and it keeps working down until someone either has more dice or
If there's an absolute tie, the hero wins.
yeah, if the absolute tie, hero wins.
In this case, the hero has more dice, so there will be no absolute tie.
That's right.
Yeah. All right,
Okay,
roll.
So roll 8 die.
Got 2 6s.
We've got 0 6s. So here's how the scoring works. I just got a point because I gave him a negative trait.
Okay.
If you subvert, it's 2 points. If you was it 2 or 3? And if you remove a positive trait, it's 2 points. However, you get a choice in the matter here now, Alex. Because you won. You could give a negative trait to every single one of the assets that he put up, or you could subvert one of the assets altogether.
Subverting an asset is 4 points. For each negative trait, it's 1 victory point, and removing the positive trait is 2 points.
Right. So here's what happens. Anytime there's 3 negatives on one
asset.
it becomes subverted. Means it flipped. Right? When it flips, it becomes something negative that we can always use in our narration. But he doesn't get. He can no longer use that trait, so it can no longer be his benefit. Negative traits also work the same way, where we also get bonus dice when we use it negatively as well. It's just that he can still use the asset positive towards it.
And I get 1 victory point for every negative trait I add.
Yes.
Or 4 for subverting.
So you get a choice between subverting or
adding a negative trait to everything that he risked.
Right.
How many did you risk again? You must have risked...
He risked
He risks 4
Always
things.
a plan. Devil's own luck.
Failure is not an option. And grim determination.
Ah.
All of his strengths were up there, and he already has a problem. He already has a negative on. Always
Yep.
have a plan.
I'll put 1 on everything that was put up for it.
Okay, cool. So
Excellent. What
start
are the
adding
negatives
them.
for that?
So always have a plan. What negative is on that now?
So
It's already got no plans or bad plans.
Does it have to be as cleverly titled as No Plans or Bad Plans?
No, it can just be one word.
Okay.
Oh, it's the bad plan?
The always have a plan is the negative on it is lack of information.
Perfect.
And then grim determination.
Yep.
The negative on grim determination is cold, emotionally cold.
Good.
The negative on devil's own luck is lucky but not necessarily successful. And failure isn't an option was one.
Yep.
Failure's not an option. Yep.
Failure isn't an option. Willing to do anything.
Willing to put people at risk.
Ah. All right. Now that we've handled the mechanics, you won the roll.
Yes.
So you get to narrate what happens in the rest of the scene.
Right, but it still has to fit your closing scene.
Yes.
The closing what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Marcus Werner is surrounded upon all sides by the cosmonauts with their laser pistols and hatchets, and forced back aboard the spaceship Exodus without receiving any help or supplies. And they seem to get their laser pistols and their laser turrets back working, and fire a shot off the bow into one of the Exodus's rear engines to give them incentive to get out of there quickly.
But not necessarily the means.
With Marcus back at the helm and the rest of their crew on the bridge, they head out as fast as they can with reduced engine power to try and find some sort of supplies somewhere.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So that makes us go right into scene 2.
The last directive, Agent of Threat, Isolation.
It's you,
As
Charles.
Exodus reaches the outer boundaries of communication with Earth, they receive one last directive from the Council. So, Captain Marcus Werner is sitting in the bridge of the starship Exodus, rubbing his bruises, his burns, and especially the missing part of his left arm. Yeah, when a hologram pops up from the council. So, you know, as you expect from the council, it's an old white dude with a beard down to his knees, right?
Right.
Captain Marcus Werner, come in. Captain Marcus Werner.
You called, Counselor.
Yes. As you know, if you are on schedule, you should be approaching the limits of communication. After this point, we will no longer be able to communicate in real time or at all due to the limits of the Ansible.
That is unfortunate.
Have you found any suitable planets?
I have not. It is still a work in progress.
Then it saddens me to give you the necessary mission of going beyond the limits of survival. We have mapped we've charted a path for you to follow, which we believe will show you to several possible planets, habitable planets. However, you will not be able to come back.
I'm going to step in as an avatar of Paranoia for Megan Hollis. She's listening in on the conversation, shaking her head in the background. Captain. And she gives you that look like something's up. She doesn't trust this. Is the communication still going?
Communication is still going. You have, amidst your cargo, as you doubtlessly know, but I must reiterate at this point, the beacon. The beacon will be able to tell us if you have found a habitable planet, in that we will be able to detect if it has been activated. That is the only communication we will be able to receive from you after you pass the distance limit you are quickly approaching. You must find a habitable planet for Earth, Captain. You are humanity's last hope for survival of any kind. Even the space stations can only keep themselves restocked for so long before the asteroids run out of water and metals.
Do not worry. I understand that failure is not an option. I also have somebody counting on me to successfully adhere to this mission. Even though you say I cannot come back from this, I feel that the devil is on my side.
I'm going to jump in as a avatar of duty with James Meechum, with a knack for machines.
Yeah.
And he's going to buzz the captain from engineering. Captain!
Yes, James.
I've managed to restore power to the engine that was damaged by the space station. I think we should be able to get to the near planet that might be suitable much quicker now. I think we should be able to get there within the next several hours, in fact. But unfortunately, I had to use some of the energy from the beacon in order to do this. I had to sort of repurpose several parts. We will only be able to activate the beacon once now. One push of the beacon is all we will have now.
I don't like where this is going. I think we have a problem. You remember what happened the last time the Council brought us out to one of these planets? We got attacked by slime monsters. The damn...
Captain.
Yes, James.
James.
Even if we face slime monsters, we must do it, for we are all the hope that Earth has. And it is not enough to fear death nor slime monsters to throw us off our course, which we have now set.
Wow, James is fearless.
Captain, this is my directive to you, my final directive. If you do not have enough power to fire the beacon more than once, as may be necessary, then you should choose a crewmate to lose. The lessened power taken from life support should be enough to fire the beacon as many times as necessary.
You're putting us on a death sentence? Megan
You're
shouts.
already on a death sentence. You will not be coming back from this mission. Just one of you has to go sooner than the others.
I know what must be done. I will make the right choice. Do not worry.
Well,
I have a plan.
Alright, well, what is... Well, we're going to see what your right choice is now. I am not going to be the one you're sending down there, Megan speaks up.
I don't intend to send you.
Are
Well,
we at the
Captain?
rolling point? I think.
Who
we're
are
at
you
the
intending
rolling
on
point.
sending?
Yeah, well, it's up to you. Like, where's the threat?
Well, the threat I'm proposing is getting rid of one of the crew members, and I think he wants to just get out of the limits of communication and not get rid of any of them. Is that the case, Marcus?
Not at all. I
Oh,
believe we have a thoughtful biologist aboard.
xenobiologist.
Xenobiologist. Okay.
Xenobiologist.
Wow, and that's the
What are
right
you
thing to
intending
do.
then?
She's thoughtful. We don't need more of her.
All right. Cool. Well,
All right. So the threat is the morale of the crew. Now that you're getting rid of your xenobiologist, as you might be attacked by slime monsters, they have to analyze. Awesome.
I'm going to put a. I'm going to make an offer then, since the threat's already up for Megan Hollis. I'm going to say. I'll give you 3 dice. By putting her a negative trait on her. Putting a negative trait on her as loss of trust, or bad or defective. There we go.
Defective?
Yeah,
Will defect?
will defect. Yeah,
Okay.
or uncooperative. Uncooperative. Yeah, that's better. Uncooperative
Mutinous.
for 3 dice.
I'll take those 3 dice.
Okay, so uncooperative. That's what I'm going to say.
All
For
right.
me.
And what is
I
your
will offer you 3 dice for James Meechum to volunteer to go down to this planet with Candace Blake, so that he can possibly use his engineering skills to try and save them both. But he doesn't know if he can, and it might end up killing them both. And I'll give you 3 dice for that. Or alternatively, 5 dice for the threat.
So the negative trait is just going to be on James, or both James and Candace.
I guess it would be on James because like he's offering to to essentially join her.
Sure. Now, by the way, allies can still be killed and still be used positively.
Okay.
The memories of them could still be used, right? So.
Okay. Yep. I'll take those 3 dice as well.
All right.
Okay.
So, what negative trait are you putting on James?
All right, I'll use the cold part of his grim determination. His willing to do anything for failure isn't an option.
We still got to find out what's the negative on James that he just added just then.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Yep. The negative on James is willing to die for the mission.
Willing to die. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Overly eager to die for the mission.
Overly eager to die.
I hate you.
It's hilarious.
I really hate you right now.
All right.
And what did you put on Megan?
Megan Hollis was uncooperative.
Oh, I should actually write that down, shouldn't I?
Yep.
So what do I get? 3 dice plus I use. I always have a plan.
Yep.
This is probably always the grim determination if I've ever seen it.
Yep.
Luck, because I'm basically going to be sacrificing 2 people, possibly. The crew is counting on me.
I don't think it was Devil's Own Luck even narrated, really? Or was it? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sorta. Okay. The right thing was somebody else is counting on me. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if anybody. I don't think anybody's counting on you. I think it's quite the opposite.
I think my world is counting on me.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess by technicality, Candace and James are counting on him.
Yeah. Then not let him die.
Yeah.
Right? There's not an option.
There's not an option.
Yeah. I guess
Most definitely not the right thing.
no.
No.
He took all the dice. What did you got for dice, Charles?
All right. Well, I have 5 dice to start with. I don't get any dice from bargains.
No.
But I'll take lack of info from always have a plan.
Or you can
I'll
shoot the
take-
moon.
Hmm?
You can try shooting the moon too.
I could try shooting the moon.
If I don't win this one, I'm gonna fucking die.
How many dice do you have again?
He has a handful. How many dice you got there, Mike?
I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
15 dice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try shooting the moon.
Alright, if he shoots the moon, he can both subvert and put negatives. So we get to both.
Great. So that's 2 6s and a 5, and a 1 and a 2.
1 6, 2 6s,
3.
3 6s.
Eh,
What do you got?
2 6s, a 5, 1 and a 2.
Alright, so he wins. Alright, so put a positive trait on one of the things that you narrated.
Let's see.
You can get rid of a negative. That's
Or
right.
add a positive.
Or add a positive. That's right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Is it just traits, or can I do it with allies as well?
Anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get rid of any negative trait on anything.
Yeah.
Stupid lack of information.
Your lack of information's gone. You removed it. You keep your points though for putting it on there. But narrate the end of the scene there.
I get to narrate this now, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I had confidence in my crew as I sent them down to the planet. It was a short while later, I heard a successful reply that the beacon was activated and able to keep going. To be maintained without the sacrifice of Candace or James. I stood with pride as I waited to receive more orders from the council
Cool.
and work on retrieving my crew.
All right. That works. Okay, so we're gonna go to the scene 3. So, Megan Hollis. No, fuck it. James. Meechum. Is it Meechum?
Meechum.
James Meechum comes to you on the radio. You hear him on the radio. After, the mission was successful, you guys are getting ready to leave the planet,
Mm-hmm.
right? You weren't expected to get out of here alive. Marcus?
Yes, James.
We have a problem here.
Bad news.
I think somebody damaged one of the fuel lines. We're losing fuel fast, and we're not even moving.
Is there anything we can do?
You get another radio transmission coming in from Candace.
Oh God.
There seems to be something missing in the food supplies. Some of the crates are gone.
Some of the crates are gone.
Yeah, ever since we landed. When we took back off, it seems like there's a whole bunch of food missing. I don't think we're going to be able to survive with this little bit amount of food. Did you know anything that happened? And James speaks back up. We got some issues here. We're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to go anywhere with this fuel.
All right. Can you do something to buy us some time, James?
I'm going to take James Meechum as an avatar of duty.
Sure.
Captain, I will do what I can to restore it, but this is clearly sabotage. The fuel lines have been cut, the ends cauterized with a laser torch. We're not going to be able to be moving for quite a while, but I will do my best. But I fear if the fuel lines have been cut and we're missing food, that we could be facing more problems ahead.
I'm going to take my avatar, Candace, and she's going to radio you and say, so I just went looking for everyone, and I can't find Megan. Her room is locked, and a couple of storage areas are completely locked out where I should have access, but I can't account for her. I can account for everyone else on board, sir.
Okay.
We either have a stowaway or a mutiny on our hands. Either way, a priority is going on finding Megan to make sure she's all right. I will begin search myself in case we do have a stowaway.
Sir, all the laser torches are missing. There's no entry in the equipment roster for the last person to take them out.
I'm going to say that, sadly, with all the missing supplies, it looks like your luck has turned, according to Candace.
I'm determined to... where was I going with that? I'm determined to find the root of this problem.
I think the only person this could possibly be is Megan. Everyone else has let me search their bunks.
And I'm going to say that you get to, you see a, I know that James, you got the avatar, but I'm going to say that the screens turn on, and you can look over, and you can see Megan outside with the crate, kind of like dragging it around, because I guess you guys are still landed, you're about to take off.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see her dragging something out into the fields, and I'm going to say that she's going to be, use my special ability on her as Megan Hollis, and you have to force her as part of the threat. You can't gain any points for her, but she's at risk automatically. So Megan is pulling supplies out of the ship, and it looks pretty obviously that she's doing it. You can see her on the camera. I'll just say some random guy that's on the deck it's like, isn't that Megan?
Captain, someone needs to stop her.
She's gonna kill us all if she's dragging that much out, and she's got like a little vehicle or something.
I'll attempt to activate the tractor beam.
We don't have enough power for that. We have to use our fuel wisely.
Sir,
she go and shoot her.
If we don't catch her
she's
now,
leaving the area. If she goes any further, we're gonna have to go through the dust storms.
we have to catch her before she runs away with our food and our laser torches.
All right, I'll issue the command. Immediately, let's track down Megan. Do not kill her. Bring her back alive. We can make it there. We can make it there before the dust storms. We need those food supplies, and we need those torches.
I think at this point, a random crew member pipes up and he says, Candace just left the ship with a laser pistol.
Damn it!
I will volunteer to chase her. as James heads to the back of engineering, where he has been cobbling together a hover bike made out of spare parts. He gets on his hover bike and zooms through the hallways a bit, and then goes out through the landing bay and chases after both Candace and Megan.
We got conflict here, or I mean, what do you think?
I'm not sure if I have a plan this time.
No,
Yeah, stupid fates.
no plans are bad plans. Okay.
I will have to try and intervene myself then.
Okay. So you're gonna track her down yourself, get in your own little vehicle and chase after him?
Yep.
Okay, that's what we're gonna say the conflict is. Search for her in the dust storms. I counted up that as of right now, I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 dice. So make your offers.
I will give Marcus 3 dice if he lets me put a negative trait on 2 of his allies.
Which 2?
Let's say Marcus and Candace.
Marcus.
And by Marcus, I mean Megan.
Megan and Candace. Okay. For 3 dice.
I will give Marcus 3 dice if he lets me put a negative trait on Grim Determination.
I'll take that one.
Okay.
I'm not going to take...
So the 3 dice go to me?
It looks like
You're
it.
not going to take mine?
Nope, hell with you.
Alright, so what's the Grim Determination? Minus.
The negative trait on Grim Determination
Which would be the second one.
is only concerned about himself and Earth. So lack of concern for the crew.
Lack of concern for the crew.
I'm definitely going to counter that right now.
Lack of concern for the crew. Alright, so count up the dice. I got a fistful.
So I automatically start with 3, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Let's see. Always a plan. Lord Jesus. Whatever plan I did have, I don't have no more, so I'm not going to take that. Grim Determination. Someone's life is definitely on the line here.
Okay.
The Devil's Own Luck. We're dealing with dust storms here. It's going to be a miracle if we get out.
Yep.
Someone special is counting on me. I got 2 crew members that are counting on me for this.
Okay, cool.
Technically 3 if you count Megan's life. The right thing, I'm choosing to capture Megan rather than kill her.
Yep. Failure is not an option?
Life hangs in the balance here. Failure isn't an option.
Okay.
That gives me
Gives you lots more dice.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Alright, we're gonna roll them up.
Kill, 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 kill. 18 sixes, Jason?
4!
I've got 3 6s.
Yeah!
So you win.
That's because
God damn it.
So get a positive trait in something,
Or cross out a negative trait.
or cross out a negative trait, right? Damn it!
I'm going to take it uncooperative from Megan.
Alright. So,
You will cooperate, bitch.
alright, and narrate the end there. Let's see.
Okay. Just as Candace corners Megan with the weapon, I burst through the sandstorm to get between her and the weapon. I quickly calmed the situation down with my amazing charisma, and convinced Megan to return to the ship and apologize for attempting to leave us behind and for stealing our supplies. Though some personalities are though Candace and Megan are clashing a little bit, I'm sure things will work out in the end as we return to the ship.
Okay.
Scene 4?
Yep.
So as Marcus Werner thinks about how everything is going to work out well in the end, more trouble brews upon the spaceship Exodus as one of the red-shirted crew members, while performing sort of normal duties amongst the ship, finds a small child hiding in the cargo storage area, and immediately radios the captain to report this. Captain, while walking my regular duties, I found a small child. He's hiding up in the air ducts in the storage room.
Please retrieve him. Be gentle though. And bring him to the captain's brig. What is it? The main spot where I'm with the most of the navigation crew. I can't remember what the frigate's called. Bridge. Thank you.
So this red-shirted crew member, after about 20 minutes of playing hide-and-go-seek with a small child, manages to grab a hold of him and drag him to the bridge, sort of hands on each shoulder and about a foot off the ground, just sort of carrying him there, and opens the doors and plops him in front of the captain and says, I've caught him, sir. I have no idea who he was. He's not on the ship's logs. He's not supposed to be here.
Stowaway, eh?
I'm going to say Candace Blake as one of the agents of paranoia, and I'm going to say, while she's on the bridge with you, it's like, stowaways make very good test subjects.
This little boy who's now on the bridge, his eyes go wide as saucers as Candace says this, and tears just begin to stream down his eyes, and he just looks so completely terrified of this mad woman now.
I'm going to take James as my avatar of isolation, and he's going to come in and say, I finished examining the crate that Megan was hauling, and it just appears to be some kind of device that she was taking out for testing. I believe all the missing food and fuel should be due to this. He looks at the kid. We don't have enough food or fuel for ourselves anymore.
The kid immediately starts panicking and starts to plead with the captain. He
Maybe
says,
the food's inside of him. We'll find out.
He says, "My name is Colin Jones. I'm running from the beasts on the planet. They're just so big and so scary, and they came after me. And your ship looks so nice and warm and welcoming. And you had some food, and I needed to eat some because I haven't eaten in a long time. And you all just look so nice, except for her, who just keeps staring at me with a scalpel in her hand."
Captain, just remember, we just encountered shapeshifters not too long ago.
Prepare the DNA extraction.
Really? Okay. Well, Candace is more than happy to slice open this little kid.
Colin
Edible.
begins to try and run, but several red-shirted crew members grab him by the shoulders and drag him to the med bay.
Excellent.
I'm just going to point out that I'm not normally this cruel, but I feel like having some fun now.
So Megan begins to sedate little Colin Jones. It takes less anesthesia than she thought it would to knock him out.
Oh, Megan does it. Or Candace.
Sorry, Candace.
I think Megan should be the one that fucking...
I think James
Megan, the
starts-
crazy one.
I think James starts a chant, "Kill the kid! Let us eat! Kill the kid!" And all the red
All the
shirts.
food's gone anyways.
And when Candace cuts open his chest cavity to look into his internal organs, a vicious green gas is released from inside little Colin Jones that begins to spread through the medical bay.
I told you. All right. Well, that sounds like a threat to me.
Yep.
I'm going to give you 3 dice to subvert. Subvert Candace Blake as she dies from the internal fumes of the gas as soon as she cuts them open.
And I'm going to follow up with a bargain of 3 dice if I get to subvert James Meechum, as he tries to save Candace but ends up only dying himself as well.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot for the moon on this one.
Shoot for the moon?
I think I can do it. I can shoot for the moon.
Yeah, that's 3 dice.
So he rolls 3 dice and I roll 6.
But you roll 6 plus anything that you narrate into saying that was a negative trait.
Plus the 3 dice from me and the 3 dice from Jason.
Right, and plus the 3 dice from me and the 3 dice.
Right.
You get a shitload of dice.
Yep.
What do I have that I incorporated as a negative trait? I think only concerned about himself and Earth.
Yep. Definitely.
I think overly eager to die kind of.
Yeah, overly eager to die is definitely in there.
Yep.
Cold is probably in there.
Cold, definitely.
Yep.
I think he narrated that in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Does it have to be?
I kind of did that, didn't I?
But yeah, all those dice plus 6
Wait.
plus 6 more.
How is Eager to Die going to fit in there?
What?
How is Eager to Die fitting in there?
Oh, I guess if you didn't accept the subversion, then James isn't.
That's true.
Right, yeah.
All right, so that's only 15 dice compared to his 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
so 15 dice versus his 3.
Okay,
Roll them
I will
both.
roll my
Roll them
15.
Kill the Marcus.
Oh, that's 2. Yeah, 1 6.
5 6s.
Okay, so you get to subvert something that he has.
Or
Okay.
oh yeah, you only get to subvert, yeah.
Okay.
So whatever it is, make it into a negative. You can only use it as a positive.
I think it would be flavorful to subvert Candace because she died in this case.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine subverting Candace at this point.
And what's the subvert ally called now?
What is the subverted title for Megan now?
Yes.
For Candace now?
Dead Candace.
I'm glad we
Dead
we're so
Candace.
fucking imaginative here.
Dead Candace, the child butcher.
The child butcher. There we go. Dead Candace, the child butcher. So anytime you can narrate the child butcher now into any other scenes, you get a +1 dice.
Okay.
All right, next. Is,
So
isolation. Oh, right. Finish your scene first. Sorry.
The gases that escaped little Colin Jones's chest as he cruelly died at the hands of the child butcher, but managed to take her out with his last little gasp of energy, demoralize the crew, as now their medbay is completely unusable and sealed off due to the gas leak, and they are down 1 xenobiologist. But Marcus Werner holds out hope that somehow Earth can still be saved.
All right. D5. We're almost done.
All right. So, several weeks later, James comes up to Captain Marcus Werner, and he says, Captain, I have some bad news for you. I think it's Megan's fault. Our navigation equipment has been sabotaged. Someone took some parts from it a while ago, and they didn't solder the wires back together, so it hasn't been working for weeks. I think since we left the last planet that we were on, and I have no idea where we are in space anymore. I don't even know. We won't even be able to complete the mission, let alone find a planet that we can survive on for the rest of our miserable little lives. I might have already told some of the red shirts, and they might be panicking down in the mess right now.
Oh, my.
Captain, with all due respect, I don't think you've been a very good captain on the last few legs of this journey. A lot of stuff has happened, and I don't think you've handled it in the best ways.
I will take James Meechum as a avatar of duty at this point. As he says, Captain, I believe that we need strong leadership now. Now is not the time for questioning ourselves and for doubt. What we must do now is clear, and that is excise the traitors and clear the ship of all misgivings such that we can complete our mission.
I'm going to have Megan as my avatar of paranoia. She just enters the room as he finishes the speech. Hey guys, what are you guys doing?
I think the
All
red
gathered
shirts
in the room together without me involved. All the head honchos gathering in one room, and you guys forgot to invite me. What's going on here?
Captain, I think you know what must be done.
She just kind of stares at you like innocent eyes, unsure, like what's going on.
James begins to move his hand towards the wrench kept at his belt as he tightly grips the handle and makes eye contact with the captain.
I raise my hand, motioning him to stop.
We've already lost one crew member. You've already ordered someone to butcher a child. One of the red shirts is speaking up.
That was not an incorrect mistake. The child did possess some unique qualities that we were not prepared for.
I think the red shirt begins moving behind Megan, kind of like in a supportive of Megan way. I don't think you're making the best decisions, sir, and I don't think that was the best decision you could have made.
James begins to move behind the red shirt, who seems to be supporting Megan now, and locks eyes with the captain once again.
Hey guys, you guys are not thinking about doing anything stupid, are you? I didn't do it this time, I swear.
Look how she lies through her mouth, Captain, says James as he pulls out his wrench and swings it towards the back of the head of the red shirt.
All right, so that's our plot.
I'm going to jump in and stop him, all
right,
block it.
Here we go. I'm going to offer something here.
Oh God.
I'm going to someone special's counting on me, as in everybody's expendable as a subversion.
I'm rejecting that immediately.
All right, those 3 dice.
All right.
I'm willing to subvert always has a plan with never has a plan.
I shouldn't be enjoying this. This is terrible.
And obviously, if you don't accept the threat, we'll get 5 dice.
Which probably be another subversion.
Yeah. I will subvert, always have a plan, and take those 3 dice.
All right. So never have a plan.
I never have a plan.
That's a new subversion. Never have a plan.
Okay, so I get
You get 3 dice from me.
3 dice from you.
Okay.
I get 2 for Megan Hollis.
Yep.
Because I am isolation, and sorry, I get 2 for Candace.
Right, Candace.
And I get an extra 1 because I used a subverted ally.
Yep.
I think I get 1 for overly eager to die from James Meechum, starting the riots.
Wait, for what?
Over equally to die because James is running into like head-on battle with his wrench.
But he's willing to kill in that situation. He's not willing to die.
He's starting the riots. I think he's trying to die.
He's being pretty foolhardy.
You think killing people won't cause riots and mutiny aboard a ship?
Well, he's definitely not cold. He's definitely not cold this scene.
No, that's true. And he's not only concerned about himself and Earth, so I think that's all I get. Just 12 dice.
I'm not exactly sure how we can include the allies, though. To be honest.
If you narrated the allies in any way, you can always say that James is. Well, you're fighting against James.
I'm fighting against James, but I'm protecting Megan.
Well, you can say you're protecting Megan. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's some dice there.
Grim
Determination?
I can't use always have a plan, I assume.
No.
No.
Grim Determination.
I don't think so. You're doing the opposite. You're helping somebody. Someone special's counting on me for sure.
A Devil's Luck. I might actually need it in this situation.
The right thing. Someone's special is counting on you. That's those 2 are definitely going to.
Oh
be
yeah.
there. Okay. That's about all I can read though.
No, I can't see failures is not an option.
Yep. All right.
Give
So
me 9 dice.
9 dice.
Against how many?
12. Oh, beautiful.
1 6. 1 6.
3 6s.
All right. You can
I'm going
subvert something or get all sorts of negatives there.
I'm going to subvert Megan, and Megan is going to become dead by the captain's clumsy fingers.
Okay. Megan, so that's all you're doing is just subverting and not putting negative traits? They're gonna. It's okay, no problem.
I'm just straight up subverting because I get an extra victory point for every ally I subvert.
Sure.
So what happens?
Yeah, you get to go ahead and you put the new narration in, and then you go ahead now and narrate this in the scene.
The captain, Captain Marcus Werner, goes to he pushes the wrench aside just as it's about to hit the red shirt's head, and instead the momentum of the wrench brings it forward into Megan's head. She's a little bit shorter, so it goes directly into the soft spot of her head, and lodges itself in there. You don't have a medic's bay anymore, so it doesn't matter that her injury might be savable. You can't. You don't have a med bay.
All right, so the scene starts up now that Megan has just died. The James decides to make her an example for people that are, mutinies on the ship. Brings her to the captain's quarters. and like hangs her up with some like engineering wire and such on one of the scaffoldings here. And he shouts out to all the red shirts, "This is what happened to people who betray us." Everybody on the ship becomes unnerved from the the gruesome murder of her, and also the display hanging down. And he like puts the the comm signal to video comm and shows it on all the other televisions and such, right? The people, of course, you hear like hush whispers going throughout the group, like, "The captain is mad. He's going to get us all killed." So, by the way, James is the one that I'm not really taking over, but he's going to be the one that you're going to have to risk. But in saying that, people are saying, "How are we going to survive? The captain's going to kill us all." And then people start writing each other out, like.
I think I'm going to take the chief psychiatric officer as my avatar this time, and she's going to appear on screen, saying, "This is an emergency order to prove the Exodus, the Starship Exodus. You are to remain confined to your rooms for the remainder of this voyage, unless you are required for duty. You are to remain confined in your rooms for the remainder of this voyage, unless required for duty."
A lot of them don't like that because there's rumors going around that that's how they get you. They just admit you go into the room and then you're dead. That's what happened to Megan. She entered one of those rooms and she died.
I'm gonna take James Meechum once again as the avatar of duty.
Sure.
And James is sort of in a large crew room now with several of these red shirts. And James is going to stand up on a crate, and he's going to pull out his blood-covered wrench. And James is going to say, "We can't stand for this anymore. We need to take this ship and ensure that our mission is completed. We can't be confined to our quarters. We have a job to do. And God damn it, we're going to do it. Who's with me?" And there's going to be a large sort of rally cry from the red shirts gathered in the mess hall with James Meechum, and they're going to start marching down the hallway, heading towards the bridge.
I think maybe they pass by the chief psychiatric officer on the way, and she gets kind of hauled out and not treated kindly as they march down.
Yeah, probably bring her along. She's the next one to go be hung up in the.
Yeah, she's sort of over one of the red shirt's shoulders, like you carry like a big sack of flour type of thing, right?
I was imagining there's like 3 people who are dragging her by the arms as she's kicking and screaming.
Yeah, she keeps saying, "We have to go back. We have to go back. We can't continue now." And they're like dragging her off while she's trying to reason.
And James is saying, "No, the only way is forward."
What's the captain doing?
We're letting ourselves succumb to paranoia. We must not let this happen. Shut up.
For my own clarification, so James Meechum is inspiring a mutiny against me.
He's inspiring a mutiny, not necessarily against the captain.
No, it's not against you, but it's against the people who are traitors.
Yeah, getting rid of the dissenting factions aboard the Exodus.
Not that there is any dissenting factions, necessarily.
But what James believes is it?
Yeah.
Let's see. What should I do in this type of situation? Things are definitely looking grim.
So
after you reach the bridge, the chief psychiatric officer is dead.
Oh, they're already killed.
Yeah, and the bridge door slides open, and her corpse is thrown onto the bridge. As James
overruled.
Overruled. What do you do?
as the rest of this crew arrive aboard the bridge and demand that the captain get rid of all of those who are not committed to the cause and committed to bringing the Exodus to a planet where we can activate the beacon and save all of Earth.
Okay. Let's see, what will I do in this type of situation? So who was it that threw the body out in the middle of the bridge?
That was Jerry. He's a middle-aged red shirt, part of exploration. He's never killed anyone before, but now his hands are literally covered in blood.
He's running amok.
What is the meaning of this?
That's what he's saying. James is like, he looks over at everybody else because first time killing somebody's a little bit shaken up, and then he looks back at you and he's like, "We're just doing what you said, right? We're just following orders. We got to save Earth."
I think Jerry steps forward. He's like, "Isn't it obvious what we're doing? We are standing up for ourselves, and we're making this mission a success, no matter who's against us."
The mission will be a success, but we aren't going to be successful if we just continue to go around and kill people. The objective of our mission is to ensure our survival.
Necessary.
Captain, how can you say that? I mean, after ordering that poor little boy to be killed, I don't see how this is any worse. It's all part of the same mission. The mission we were given by the Council and now must enact.
He's also the reason why Megan died as well.
Isn't it rich to hear the captain talk about saving lives when he killed Megan? And he was
Captain, we're
ready
just following your lead here.
to the planet and let her be stranded there and die alone.
Murder the traitors,
Shapeshifters,
right?
Little boys with gas clouds in their bellies.
So now they're committing a mutiny against me.
They're standing up to you.
They're standing up to me?
So I think we've reached a conflict, yeah?
Yeah, I think we reached a conflict. Let's All right, I don't think you have a plan, so no plans are bad plans.
I can't even use that anymore.
Oh yeah, never have a plan.
Never have a plan.
That's right.
I most definitely don't have a plan.
They did bring up the biologist. We also brought up Megan. James would die for this mission. I think that came up pretty much. He started like a mutiny without even his own remorse. I can't say cold or emotionless because you're not actually saying yes, kill them all. Lack of concern for your crew. Well, you're actually showing concern for your crew, so I can't use that. Lucky but not successful. I don't really think you're relying on luck. And willing to do anything. I don't think you're willing to do anything. So I get 4 dice plus my 6. Plus
Both Candace and Megan, right?
yes. Plus 1 for James because that's the one I brought in as my avatar. Not avatar, but one I brought in for
Paranoia.
points. Yeah, paranoia points. So that gives me a small fistful, not very much. Still something I could possibly beat.
Okay.
So Mike, I'll offer you 3 dice to subvert James.
He's already.
My last ally.
And
Yeah.
he's gonna get a negative. He could get a negative if I win automatically.
I will offer you 3 dice in order to subvert someone special is counting on me, as Marcus Werner goes back to the captain's quarters to look at this letter his wife had sent him, and he opens it up hoping for inspiration to get him through these last days, and what he finds is from Carol Ann Werner, divorce papers. And of course, if you don't accept, I give 5 dice to the threat.
Goddamn both of you.
Really?
No, I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I don't
Holy
have a whole
shit.
lot. I don't really have a whole lot of dice.
Yeah, but the problem is you get 5 more if I don't take his.
Yep. And I'm going to be giving you a negative if I win, plus a subversion.
So how many dice did you say you have?
You have
11.
I believe.
11 dice.
11 is how many? It's a small one.
I'll give it one more try. Shoot for the moon.
Shoot for the moon?
Yep.
You're taking 3 dice?
Yep.
Alright. I already beat you. Got 3 sixes. 4 sixes. I'm going to subvert do the right thing. And we're going to put it to nothing's ever good enough.
Ooh. I would have made it what I do is the right thing.
But this is more like despair. Like everything I do, I can never achieve what I want to do.
I just would have thought it'd be more flavorful to make it so that he loses sight of morality. And
Yeah.
Well,
It's just that the reason why I didn't do that is in my mind is because he's not really saying that to the crew. He's trying to reason with them rather than demand, right? So yeah, so I get to do the narration for this part. Well, they think you're gone crazy, so they put you in the brig.
Brig.
The brig. The brig.
They put me in the brig! Oh my god!
Yep. Yeah, they put you in the brig, and they have one of the people there to sort of keep company. But some people still consider you the captain and such. But James is taking over.
Awesome.
James is now the new captain.
Kill him.
I don't know if that really fucks up your scene, but scene 7.
It makes it more difficult. So captain in name James Meechum is standing on the brig, beginning to make preparations as he knows that the spaceship Exodus doesn't have the resources she needs now to get to the planets. She's drifting in the black of space. No fuel, no food, no hope, really. He's been managing now for several days, and has realized that the burden of captainship is greater than he thought. So he wanders down to the brig, and attempts to speak to Marcus Werner, looking for some counsel now, because he doesn't know what to do. Life support is beginning to get low. He's had to sequester the crew, and has built several fail-safes into the system. He's figured out a way in order to use people as fuel. He could convert the energy of a human body in order to fuel the ship a bit further. He got this from some research that he found from Dr. Candace Blake. She had previously researched how to turn sort of living organisms into fuels, and he completed that research and has now quartered everyone off, unbeknownst to them, getting ready to, if necessary, start turning the crew itself into the fuel for the Exodus, so that they can complete their mission. And we sort of open as as James walks into the brig and says, "Captain, I don't know what to do anymore. What would you do?"
The mission must be completed.
You're right. I've already used the corpses that we have on hand to fuel us as far as we are, but Megan's left leg can only get us so far now. We're going to have to start to find some alternative source of fuel, and I fear it's going to have to be living crew members.
I'm gonna take an avatar of paranoia with one of your engineering crew as they come in, and he's like, "The systems we're about to lose all power. I say we start it now. Maybe start with the prisoners or whatever we can find in the brig. On the brig."
So James Meechum, captain now, pulls his bloody wrench from his belt and clubs this engineer across the head, and turns to the other one and says, "All right, you've got one. Let's get the lights back on." As the other engineer drags the
lights back on.
of Thomas out and into the horrifying fuel recuperation center located in the med bay.
Let's get the light back on. That's kind of my favorite quote.
Mine is put him in the bring.
I think I'm going to take as my avatar Jerry again. He's just going to come into the room with 3 or 4 other wrenches kind of following him around the mob. And he's going to say, "Captain James, asshole in the brig. I think the engineers aren't doing everything they can to bring us to the mission. I think we should put them on trial. Captain, all I need is your permission. We already have the men outside their rooms."
Well, what do you think, Marcus? We've been friends for years, but, now there's bars between us and enough blood to soak a rag, but what do you think? What would you do if you were in my position? James says while looking at his wrench.
I would first release me.
James.
That's a lie. You kill you first, just like you did to Megan. Like you made me do to the
James
chief
chuckled a
psychiatric
little.
officer.
You chose to do those things yourself. And you locked me up here, and now we are facing one of our grimmest situations yet.
And you're still alive and not dead, so our decisions are so far faring better than yours.
That is childish logic.
Well,
It is less logic.
well, Marcus, if you've got no better solution, then, men, bludgeon the captain to death.
I think we have a conflict.
You
Kill me. All right. I'm gonna start my offer.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna offer 3 dice to put a negative on James Meechum.
I'm going to offer 3 dice to put a negative on James Meechum and on the Devil's Own Luck.
Right.
Actually, on Grit Determination.
Well, right. Well, I'm gonna wait on that one and see who he takes, because if he takes mine.
Then mine can't happen, yeah.
Right.
And vice versa.
How many dice am I rolling?
Well, you're rolling 7 normally. With your
Yeah.
natural 7. And do you have any special abilities?
Nope.
No, it's just your 5 dice thing. Did you use any of the negatives or anything else? Did you use Megan or Candace in your narrative?
I believe I incorporated both.
Candace. Yep. So that's 2 dice there. Did you
Definitely incorporated
blood on hands? Definitely.
I believe I incorporated never have a plan.
Yeah. No plans or well, you never have a plan. Yep. Perfect. I don't know about the rest of it though. Nothing's ever good enough. Well, maybe not. I got 4 dice so far.
I forget, what was the title you gave? Subverted the right thing?
Nothing's ever good enough.
There we go. Putting it in chat so that me and Alex can also see it.
I think willing to do anything actually is one of them because he's like, let me out.
Yeah.
That's 6 dice.
6 dice, so for a total of 13.
Right.
And I don't have the option to take both your offers.
You do.
I'll just change my offer.
You gotta choose who's. Yeah, I said a negative on James Meechum.
You offered first, so I'm going to take
Right.
yours.
All right, so negative on Meechum, which will subvert it. So go ahead and put a negative on it.
Mm-hmm.
The negative I'm just gonna put down incompetent.
Incompetent.
And we're gonna subvert James for James Meechum, Knack for machines, to James Meechum, the blood baron.
Okay, and I will change my offer to be 3 dice for a negative on Grim Determination and the Devil's Own Luck.
A negative on both of them?
Which would subvert Grim Determination.
Yes.
Fuck, I'll take it.
Yes! 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 I mean, of course.
So what's the negative you're putting in Grim Determination?
The negative I'm putting on Grim Determination is ready to kill.
Ready to kill. Okay, that was negative. Okay.
And I'm turning Grim Determination into Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper. All right. So you get 6 dice from us. You got your 3 basic dice. What have you used in your strengths, virtues, and
Wait. I guess another thing. The Devil's Own Luck.
Oh.
Yeah, the Devil's Own Luck. What negative I'm going to put on that? Lucky but not successful, so I don't want to say unlucky or anything. It's a negative.
Satan worship. Like what? Like the Devil's Own Luck.
Yeah, Marx's problem is he has been worshipping Satan enough.
That's the problem.
The negative I put on is going to be a knack for killing people.
A knack for killing people. Or getting people killed.
Or getting people killed, either or, yeah.
Yeah. An knack for getting people killed. Not necessarily, when he tries to prevent sometimes, he still gets people killed. Just,
Inadvertently.
Inadvertently.
Alright. Yeah.
So, what have you used? Failure's not an option?
I can no longer use my Grim Determination.
No. But failure's not an option, you definitely said. You definitely did. Like, as in, like, telling people that, let me out. It's the only way to get this.
And I'm kind of throwing myself at the...
Yeah, Devil's Own Luck. Sure, that makes sense. That's it. The other one was some specials counting on me.
The crew is counting on me.
I guess that makes sense, hey?
I don't think anyone's on his side anymore.
No. Okay.
But I still care about them.
I don't know if that's someone special is counting on me.
Yeah, maybe not someone special. So yeah, because you're relying on like the one person. But that's the amount of dice you get. So it's plus 3. There's no 1, 2. Yeah, that's your everything 3. That's all.
3, 4, 5. I got 11 dice.
And I've got 13.
Yeah, so there's only 2 difference. All right, let's get rolling. Not a 6. Not a 6. Not 1 6 got rolled. 4 6s.
4 6s.
All right, you get to choose. You can put a negative on what's left, which is failure's not an option, or the Devil's Own Luck, or you can subvert one of the 3 he has left.
The Devil's Own Luck has 2 negatives on it, so you'd be subverting the Devil's Own Luck if you put a negative on it, as well as put a negative on failure isn't an option.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. So what's the negative on Devil's Own Luck?
So Devil's Own Luck will be subverted for it, right?
Yeah, but first you got to give it a negative, and then you give it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the negative is
Shit rolls downhill.
desperate survivor. So it isn't that his luck is necessarily useful. It only just allows him to scrape by. And once it's subverted, it is the Devil's Curse.
The Devil's Curse. Nice.
I'm not being the hero no more.
The Devil's Curse. And what about the negative on failure is not an option? We already have willing to do anything.
Failure isn't an option. Lost sight of the mission.
Lost sight.
He's now more concerned with his own survival.
I wonder why.
And what's the final narration on that scene?
So the final narration is that the crew of engineers comes in and sort of beats Marcus Werner up quite badly. They take him to the med bay, and they remove his left leg and put it into the fuel resupply system.
Awesome.
This gets them a little bit further, and the engineers and James Meechum, their commander now, begin looking at other divisions aboard the spaceship that they can milk for their sustenance and power, looking particularly at tactical and the onboard PR specialist as particularly juicy targets.
Onboard PR specialist.
Stop enjoying this isolation.
Yes. Okay.
Scene 8.
Okay. Sitting in his captain's chair in the bridge, James Meechum notices the sensors ping. There's an exoplanet nearby. They haven't had proper sensors for a while because they shut them down and then cannibalized the parts and the batteries for the engine. So it comes as quite a surprise to them that they're in a star system, let alone that there's a planet there. And immediately, people begin to see hope for the first time in ages. People who are, lined up for death begin to hope that maybe they won't be. But then the engineers come back with a problem. They still don't have enough fuel to land, even with all the people they have currently slated for death. And the landing gear itself has been completely demolished somewhere along the line, somewhere among the fights that are breaking out aboard the ship everywhere. I think that the captain, that Marcus Werner, ex-captain, is dragged into the brig on Captain James Meecham's orders for a special mission. So James speaks up to him and he says, "So, murderer of Megan, murderer of Candace, I have a mission for you that will absolve you of the sins of your past. You can save everyone on this ship if you go outside the ship on a suicide mission."
So you want me to die?
Oh, I've always wanted that, but now I have an excuse.
I'll take James Meechum again as an avatar of duty. As he says, I want you to die, but I want your death to have purpose. And this is your purpose now. To go and ensure that the rest of us can land and save Earth.
I'm gonna have an avatar be
Really is.
one of the crew members that are like waiting for death, and he'd be like, "No, take me. I want purpose. I'll be rather go outside of this ship than to die without limbs, being tossed into the fires of the ship. Take me. Don't take him. He's fit for fuel. He's already got one leg gone. I have a whole body. I could do way better than him."
We can't risk any defectors by the time we reach the planet. The captain has proved himself, ex-captain has proved himself untrustworthy. There's a civilization on that planet, and we may need to fight. Well, if the captain has no complaints, then they're going to boot him out of there in an Evo suit and tell him to fix landing gear.
He hasn't said anything yet.
I don't even know what to fucking do here. Because honestly, at this point, I would just say fuck it and let him fucking die.
Failure's not an option.
Failure isn't an option.
Someone special's waiting, counting on me. Is there someone special counting on you? To do
James is counting on me. He is my friend, though he doesn't treat me like one.
So James is counting on you to get that gear fixed and save everybody. I guess that makes sense. You're going to save the crew, he said, if you do this.
James is now offering you a chance of redemption, as opposed to being the captain that doomed all of humanity with your hubris.
This redemption.
All right, cool. So I guess that's conflict.
I will come
him
out on
versus
top.
the landing gear, basically, getting things fixed and not dying out there. All right, so offers. We're gonna say offers now.
Okay,
Yep.
let's see. So I have 7 dice.
What's your ability? Use allies or something, isn't it?
Oh yes, for each subverted ally that I use my narration, I get an extra dice. So for James, Megan, and Candace, I get 2 dice each.
Okay.
So I have 13 before I even consider other negative ones.
Nice. All right. Well, also our offering, Mike.
Well,
I put a negative on someone special is counting on me.
And how many dice do you offer me?
3.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Um,
The negative's going to be let's see. Sacrificial. Self-sacrificing.
I will offer you 1 negative on failure isn't an option, and 2 negatives on someone special is counting on me.
Well, fuck yourself.
So 5 dice go to Charles.
Alright, so that makes 19 that I have now to roll.
Did you count Never Have a Plan, Grim Reaper, Devil's Curse, any of that?
The only one I counted was the Devil's Curse.
Okay.
So, he accepted your offer, did he?
Yes, he did.
Awesome.
And
What was the
he's
name?
throwing in someone a special and failure is an option into the roll.
Gives me 8 dice.
Well, all 6s, man.
Oh, it was self-sacrificial, right?
Yeah, that's a new one, though. Yeah, that's new one. We got some 6s over here, so...
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5
you-
6s.
You already beat him.
How many 6s did he have?
2.
I rolled more than that just in the last 6.
So, you can subvert or just go ahead and give him negatives.
He already... Did you use failure isn't an option?
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
He's
And
ever
you used specialist counting on me?
Yep.
So, failure is an option, gets the negative of,
I've only 1, 2 dice rolls.
Marvelous. What should the negative on failure isn't an option be? I'm actually out of ideas.
I guess one could be
But death is.
stressful roll, or but death is, yeah. What death
And
is? That's the negative one.
then failure isn't an option.
But death
Is becoming failure. Failure isn't avoidable.
Failure is unavoidable. We're enjoying this too much.
And I think the negative on someone special is counting on me will be sucks for them.
Sucks for them.
Or they shouldn't count on me.
Yeah, sucks for them is good. Alright, we got one last scene left. Mike, all you have to do is just keep that one alive and you win.
Yeah, I somehow hold great hopes that, something cool happens.
Alright, go ahead and finish the narration. Isolation for your scene.
Okay. So, he's booted out in the Evo suit.
Yep.
And, the reason why it's a suicide mission, as he discovers as soon as he looks at the oxygen indicator, is because they don't have enough power to power the suits anymore. So he's going out in an unpowered extravehicular operations suit.
I can't.
And trying to fix the landing gear. He fixes the landing gear, but he has no way of getting back into the ship, so he's holding on to the landing gear for the rest of the trip.
Okay. Alright, so scene 9. The suit, the unpowered suit, supplies him with oxygen, but enough to keep him alive, but not enough to probably give him some brain damage or some other issues that may come from lack of oxygen. However, oh god, one of the crew members are able to, one of the ones that still trust that he's still somebody that they should be saving, actually goes out in an unpowered suit himself and drags you back in to the ship and hides you in one of the quarters or whatever. His name is Timothy, the only one that believes that you're still captain.
I'm going to take Timothy as my avatar of duty. And when Marcus Werner looks at Timothy, what he sees is actually Marcus Werner himself from about 20 years ago when he first entered the Earth Military Academy in order to become a captain. His brain has been so damaged by the lack of oxygen that he can't sort of discern reality anymore. And as far as Marcus is concerned, Timothy is a younger version of himself trying to push him to finish the mission now.
Really fucking evil. So goddamn much.
Okay. So the ship begins approaching the planet. It seems that the lights are coming back on pretty strong. Perhaps he found another fuel source. You do notice that the hulls are overly quiet.
Probably stored the fucking aliens in the goddamn
Overly quiet.
engine.
Probably some mad laughter you hear from the bridge, echoing on the speakers that were left on carelessly. The ship begins approaching landing, and you can even feel the heat because they don't really have the proper tools from the floor, and they crash land on the planet.
Serves them right though, fuckers.
Yeah, the doors begin to open. Yeah, you're in this jungle area. Looks like you crash landed into like an old primitive village of aliens. who are gathering around the crash site as you guys are coming conscious to see what's going on. See what this whole thingamajigger is all about. So they come in with their bows and axes and.
I am going to take as my avatar Jerry again, Jerry from Exploration. And he is going to be standing on a literal soap crate in the landing bay area, preaching to the masses of the crew members who are left, who are about maybe 50 in total from the entire ship, saying, "This is our planet. This is Earth's last salvation, and these savages are ruining it and taking it for themselves. We must kill them all. We must approach them with our last torches and our laser pistols."
The aliens definitely don't seem to be hostile. They're just curious, but yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So Timothy is going to pick Marcus Werner up on his shoulder as he can't walk with one leg gone, and as he does so, it appears that he's not Timothy anymore, nor is he a young Marcus Werner, but he's in fact Carol Ann Werner, Marcus's wife, as she carries him towards the beacon. Now the beacon has been set up by the same power regeneration system and needs some sort of energy to fuel it. And Carol looks at Marcus in the eyes and tells him, "Marcus, you have to do it. You have to activate the beacon, not for these people here, but for everyone back at Earth. Or we'll die." As she lays him next to the beacon, and Marcus knows that if he were to plug an IV needle into his veins, it would drain his blood, but that his blood would be able to be used to power the beacon and send it back home.
What do Marcus do?
I have to do it. I have to do this.
All right.
So I guess the conflict is whether he survives the
I have no leg. I'm barely surviving as it is. The least I can do is lay my life down.
For your wife?
For my wife.
Well, I'm going to offer you three dice to subvert your last asset.
I will offer you 3 dice to subvert your last asset, but if you don't take mine, then 5 dice go to the threat.
I have to take duties.
If you take it, you lose.
Yeah, but he gets the end the scene, but he still loses. Yeah, he just only gets his 3 dice plus the 3.
He loses immediately as he loses his last asset.
Right.
I gotta shoot for the moon then.
All right.
There's no other option.
Cool.
So
So
fuck yourself, Charles.
So we didn't implement any of the allies at all. Never have a plan that was implemented. Grim Reaper, I'm thinking that's pretty much because basically sacrificing himself. He's accepted death. Some of the specials counting on me. That's just your thing. Self-sacrificing. I'm gonna use that one. That's what he's doing. Sucks for them wasn't used. Nothing's ever good enough. Well, this is not really a question. Failure isn't avoidable. I'm gonna take that one. He's basically given up on life. How's that? I don't have a whole lot of dice, so you have a chance.
You should have 7 dice plus 8 dice plus whatever you just used.
Right, 7 plus 8. Right, so I need some more dice. Not a single 6.
Not a 5 either.
I have a 6 on top of a 6. Well, that's it. Okay, dice ran on top of each other. Well, that's it.
You have 1 6. You gotta be fucking shitting
Only
me,
a
man.
single 6 in that gigantic pile.
I want to reroll. And I still couldn't fucking do it.
All right.
One time for Deuce and Moon to win!
Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to put a negative on someone special, which will subvert it. So That'll give me 5 points for that. The negative's going to be, well, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to see it anyways. Negative's going to be,
It just wasn't enough.
yeah, no. I'm going to put the negative as someone's counting me to. Well, the negative would be, and people are more important than my life. And then your subversion would be.
Everyone's lost.
I'll see you in heaven.
Good. All right. So what's the end here?
All right. So the end. I get to do the final narration here. Great.
Actually, whoever has the most victory points does.
Right.
So I'm not the winner.
I have 20 exactly.
Alex?
I believe I have 21.
Oh no! You didn't beat me by 1.
So you get the final narration. Now, the hero can even be successful in the mission, so the mission can still succeed, but the hero is not a hero.
The hero was not a hero.
Let me read out the thingy thing, because we haven't done this before.
No.
If the hero's last asset is subverted, the game immediately ends. The hero is lost and likely failed in her quest. More importantly, though, she sacrificed so much of herself that she is now an outsider and is no longer the hero she once was. The fate with the most victory tokens wins and gets to narrate how the quest ends and what ultimately happens to the hero. If there's a tie, they share narration rights. Again, the fiction and the current state of the hero's assets should guide your narration.
Right. So the witching. So then basically, just look at the very end there, and it has a bunch of questions underneath my thing. You can kind of use that.
As Marcus Werner plugs himself into the beacon, he slowly starts to bleed out. But due to his devil's curse of awful luck, he never plugged it into the beacon, and he's just sort of he's just draining blood into a pool next to him. But he's too delirious and lacking oxygen and already gone to notice this. And James Meechum, whose crew of engineers have slaughtered the local population, walks into the room several hours later to find a near-dead, pale Marcus next to the beacon. As James mounts an alien head onto the beacon and summons the council to tell them that though there were some sacrifices made and the captain unfortunately was not successful, the new captain, James, has managed to find a suitable planet for all the Earthlings to live, and there doesn't seem to be much threat. Their laser pistols seem quite effective against the brittle bones and thin skin of the local population.
The planet
and he
comes to
sort of
live slaves.
Yeah, and he ends the transmission, himself a hero in the eyes of Earth's population.
I think he probably drags the captain's name through the mud, Marcus's name through the mud.
Yeah.
The captain almost led us to despair and failure through his weak and evil notions.
James is overthrowing the evil Marcus and became a hero for all the.
Alright.
I began to doubt him when he ordered us to kill a child. His next motion was to club one of the crew over the head with a wrench.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, that wasn't even my goddamn fault.
All right. Very good. Anyway, I've got to get going.
All right.
But this was good.
All right. Well, it's from Rolling Intentions. See you guys later, and go watch the other AP Festival stuff. It's good.
I'm bitter at this point.
Bye.